Hello guys, welcome back. So first of all, I'm very happy that I was able to finish the entire mathematics series of class 6th, and now we are moving into class 7th. See, some of the concepts which I'm going to discuss, it cuts across classes. Why I am taking a class approach here is because do not want to miss out on anything, and it also gives me, as a creator of content on certain, it gives me a structure that I can use. So for me, I mean, it is far more convenient. And we will discuss integers today. And under integers, I am going to make two episodes. In episode 1, we will talk about subtraction, etc. of integers. I have done that already in the previous video, but I think this will be a little bit more in detail. And then the second one, I will talk about multiplication and division of integers and how to interpret it. I think it's a really cool concept. So for the first video, let's get into it. Today basically we are, like I said, what we will do is that first we will revise it a little bit, right? So first we will revise it. We will quickly recall the number line, then we will recall the movement on number line with positive integer, negative integer, and then there are these a few properties of addition and subtraction: closure, commutative property, associative, additive identity, and then we will do some problems. If you remember, we did all of this for whole numbers, etc., etc., right? Natural numbers, simple stuff. So basically this is an extension of the same properties, and we will see whether the same properties are extended when the number system extends to be an integer or not. Okay, so let's first remember what is it that we learned in the previous one. We learned this is a classic number line. This is 0, this side is positive integers, this side, which basically is the left hand side of 0, is negative integers. Okay, when basically, as you can see, we have this goes up to minus infinity, this goes to plus infinity, and the numbers on left hand side of the number line will be small. Okay, in value these will be small. Okay, and the numbers on the right hand side, these will be large numbers. So for example, for if we have to compare two numbers, a number which will be on the right hand side will be of bigger value. So on the negative integer side, you will see that numerically the smaller number has larger value. Yeah, minus 2 is larger than minus 3. Why? Because we are subtracting something from 0. Like we are subtracting 3 units to make it minus 3, whereas here we are only subtracting 2 units. So it's like comparing which one is better, right? So subtracting 2 units will be more value than subtracting 3 units, which is why. So the basic thumb of rule is that any number which is on the right hand side will be a larger number, and any number which are on the left hand side of a given number will be a smaller number. So for example, for minus 5, minus 4 is a larger number because minus 4 is on the right hand side of minus 5, whereas minus 6 will be a smaller number. Now if the number were to be minus 4, minus 5 would be the smaller number because it is onto the left of minus 4, and minus 3 would be the larger number as minus 3 is onto the right of minus 4. Okay, so that's how we will learn, and I think we learned all of it in class 6th. So it is that. Now movement on number line plus and minus, it is very simple. We have learned it, but once again, so for example, if we have to move from minus 5 to minus 1, okay, so how many jumps we need? 1, 2, 3, 4, right? Which means we will have to add 4 to minus 5 in order to reach minus 1, correct? If we have to reach from minus 1 to 3, what do we have to do? We have to add 1, 2, 3, 4, right? So minus 1 plus 4 equal to 3. Basically this is nothing but 4 minus 1 equal to 3, right? Now if we have to go from minus 1 to minus 5, what do? We remove 1, 2, 3, 4, which means that we subtract 4 units from minus 1. So minus 1 minus 4 equal to minus 5. Correct? So I don't remember, I don't know if you guys remember, but we did talk about the various, but this is the way to do plus and minus on a number line across negative and positive integers. That's very simple. Recalling what we learned in class 6 is that if there are two positive integers plus plus, okay, with, and you are doing a minus subtracting, so for example nothing will change. Basically you just write the integers as they are. So for example, if I am writing 3 minus 5, right, both of them are positive integers. Basically what I am doing is, it is plus 3 minus plus 5, so minus plus will be minus, so it will be 3 minus 5. Okay, we had learned this, if you remember, we had learned this in the class 6th integer video. So just, I will request you ki if you are not clear on the concept, go back on my channel, look for integers, okay, in the class 6 series, and you will find it there. Why I am not capturing it here is that then unnecessarily it will take time, and I have already discussed it. Okay, but simple is that if it is plus plus, it will be plus. Okay, if it is plus minus, okay, so for example, what does it mean? Let me do that. Okay, let me help you understand that, so that let me just write the summary. The explanation is right there. So if it is 3 minus 4, basically it will be 3 minus 4. Another way of writing it is 3 minus the 3 minus plus 4. Okay, and another way of writing would be 3 plus minus 4. Okay, so basically minus plus and plus minus will be minus. Understood? Now if it is so that is what it means. If it is 3 plus 4, obviously it will nothing changes. But if it is 3 minus minus 4, so for minus minus, if there is a minus here, and if you like, then you have to make it a plus, so it will be 3 plus 4. So what we are saying is that we are subtracting a negative of 4 from 3, which means is that we are actually adding 4 to it, right? Negative of 4 is what? We are subtracting negative, we are removing the negative, which means we are adding. है ना? It is like we have taken a loan and now we are repaying, we are removing the loan, which means we are adding that much money to our pocket. That's how we are removing the loan. And which is why minus minus in the things like this, it means plus. So basically if we are at 3, and if we had to remove 4 from it, right, so then we will remove 1 2 3 4, right? But now we have to remove not 4 but negative of 4, which means we have to add 4, so it will be 1 2 3 4, which is why it becomes like that. So understand that. Okay, and for details just go to the previous class 6th video and please see the video. Yeah, now we have a few questions to sort of clear what we understood in the previous slide. So movement on number lines with respect to plus and minus integers, very important. On a number line, understand these are concepts. We add a positive integer, we move to right. Absolutely, we learnt about it, is that integers, they grow in value from left to right. Okay, so on left side there will be small integers, on right side there will be large integers in value. So for example minus 6, once again I am repeating, is a smaller integer than minus 5. Okay, so if we add a positive integer, then we move to the right side, because when we are adding a positive integer, we are increasing the value of the number. If we add, let's say if we add 1 to minus 1, we are reaching 0, right? If we add 2 to minus 3, then we will reach minus 1. So basically we are increasing the value. When we add something positive, the value increases, and whenever the value increases, where we will move? We will move to the right. So that is what it means. Add a negative integer and we move to the left. Once again, left on left side, basically if we move left the value decreases, if we move right the value increases, right? So when we add a negative integer, now let's go back here and see what we are doing. This, look at this for a moment. It is 3 plus minus 4, right? What is it? We are adding a negative integer, and it is also equal to, we are subtracting a positive integer. Okay, so adding a negative integer is nothing but subtracting a positive integer, right? So basically whenever we subtract a positive integer, what happens? The value decreases. Therefore what happens? We will move left, correct? So these two cases that you see here are the same things. When we add a negative integer, when you add positive integer, for example -1, you add a positive integer, it will move right. So when you add a negative integer, it will move left. Very simple. Adding a negative integer is equivalent to subtracting a positive integer, right? So these two cases are the same, and therefore in this case the value will decrease, and therefore you will move left on the number line. So always think that by doing a certain operation the value is increasing or the value is decreasing. If the value increases, you move to right. If the value decreases, you move to left. Subtract a negative integer, we move to right. Now very simple, when we are subtracting a negative integer, and we just talked about it, what happens is that we are removing deficit. When we are removing deficit, we are adding value. Okay, so for instance, let's understand the opposite of it. When we subtract a positive integer, right, we are at 3, let's say we have to subtract a positive integer which is +2. Minus +2, we just read it is 3 minus 2. So we are basically subtracting 2 from 3. So we are moving here to here, right? We are moving left because now the value is to decrease. Now here they are saying that you subtract -2, okay, which means it will be 3 plus 2, right? And we just discussed it. So if I am subtracting a positive integer, we are moving left hand side, right? But when we are removing negative, then we will move to right. Okay, it effectively means that we are adding that number to it. So we will move to 5 because now the value will increase. So a simple thumb rule from my side is, read the statement, okay, and if you are confused, then see what happens if the opposite of it were to happen. Okay, so for example, if you get confused that subtract a negative integer, I don't know, man, what happens if I subtract a negative integer. So I say, okay, let me check what happens if I subtract a positive integer, and I see that yes, when I subtract a positive integer, okay, if I subtract 1 from 2, it becomes 1, which means the value is decreasing. Therefore, if I subtract a negative integer, the value will increase. If the value will increase, we will move right. Okay, that's the way to avoid confusion. So be absolutely clear. Do not remember it, please. I request you to don't remember. I request you to rather understand the concept so that your concepts are clear. Any question that you might face in the examination or in the classroom, you just apply your mind to this one, and you will always be right in this method. Now let's see, a few questions are here, interesting ones, I hope. In fact, I only have taken it down from the book. State whether the following statements are correct or incorrect. Okay, must be interesting ones. When two positive integers are added, we get a positive integer. You tell me what will be the answer. So for me, it says right here, this is the number line. We have, let's say, two positive integers, 1 and 3. Now we are adding 1 plus 3. What happens is that we are taking one positive value and then adding another positive value. So what will happen? It will move towards the right hand side. Yeah, it will move towards the right hand side. And because both the values are on the positive side, both 1 and 3 also, both the values are on positive side. So whatever we will add or whatever we will move towards the right hand side, it will always be a positive value only, because पॉजिटिव के राइट में तो पॉजिटिव इंटीजर्स ही हैं, है ना. There is no way that there is going to be a negative integer to the right of a positive integer, right? So by that logic we can easily assume that yes, when we add two positive integers we always get a positive integer. Simple as that. Now let's move to the next one and see what it is. Right, so next one is when two negative integers are added we get a positive integer. Let's see for ourselves. Let's add a negative integer -3, okay, and then let's add it to another negative integer, let's say -4, okay, just an example, and let's see what happens. -3 plus -4, you know, adding a negative integer is equivalent to subtracting a positive integer. So it becomes -7, right? -3, so we are adding two negative integers, okay. Let's take another example. Let's take -1 and -1, okay. What do we get? Sorry, let's, okay, -1 plus -1. So adding a negative integer basically means subtracting a positive integer, okay. Adding a negative integer means subtracting a positive integer. So what it gives us is that, let's take the smallest negative integer, okay, and then let's see that if we are adding a negative integer to it or we are subtracting a positive integer from it, then what happens? When we subtract from a negative integer we get a smaller negative integer, right? Because the value will decrease and hence we will move towards the left. Now under no condition, because -1 is the smallest negative integer, under no condition, if let's say I take another negative integer which is larger than -1 and we are moving left, or if we take a negative integer which is -1 and we move to left, what are we going to get? We are going to get another negative integer. Hence when two negative integers are added we get a positive integer is wrong. We always get a negative integer. That is what happens, right? That is what happens. So if you add two negative integers you always get a negative integer, okay. When a positive integer and a negative integer, now this is interesting, when a positive integer and a negative integer are added we always get a negative integer. Always be careful where they use words like always and never, yeah, very tricky. Nonetheless, let's see. Let's add a positive integer, let's say for example 2, okay, and let's add it to a negative integer, let's say for example -3, right? So what will be the result? Let me erase it and write it again. In one example I will make it absolutely clear to you. We will take 3 examples with the same set of numbers and you will understand. So let's say the positive integer is 2 and let's say the negative integer is -3, okay. Now we are adding it when a positive integer and a negative integer are added. So let's add it. What does it become? It is 2 minus 3, it is basically -1. What do we get? We get a negative integer. Great. But the question says we always get a negative integer. Now we've taken 2. Now let's add to 2 the same value but in negative, okay. Let's add -2 to 2, okay, and you can take any number but just do it in this fashion, okay. So what happens? This becomes 0. Now let's take a value which numerically is smaller than 2. Here we have taken a value which is numerically greater than 2. Here we will take a value which is numerically smaller than 2. So let's say we can take -1, okay. Now what happens? It is 2 minus 1, 1. So as you can see that all 3 are possible. So basically what happens is that when a positive integer and a negative integer are added, if the numeric part of the negative integer is larger than the positive integer, matlab numerically it is 3, it is 2. So 3 is greater than 2, right? But because of the negative sign, minus 3 is a smaller integer. Therefore, when the numeric part of the negative integer is larger than the positive integer, then you get a negative. Why? Because eventually it becomes 2 minus 3, right? And basically your negative integer is more than the positive integer. So basically it adds into it, and it eats into it, not adds into it. And therefore makes the value become negative. है ना? It's like you have 2 rupees, but you have a debt of 3 rupees. So you end up with basically your net worth is minus 1. When the values are same, numeric values are same, you get a 0. Okay, and we will come to this concept. This is called additive inverse. Okay, any two numbers, when you add to get a 0, those two numbers mutually are additive inverse of each other. Okay, so 3 का -3 होगा, 4 का -4 होगा, so on and so forth. And when a positive integer and a negative integer are added, where the negative integer's numeric value is less than the positive integer, so 1 is less than 2, right? In that case you get a positive. So for any integer it will be true. Keep that in mind. Closure property. See, these are boring properties, but you must know and understand. Closure properties, it means very simple, that a plus b, where a and b are both integers, okay, equal to b plus a, and whatever you get, okay, basically let's say c, so c is also an integer. When you add two integers in any order, you will get an integer, and which is absolutely true. Let's say 2 plus 3, 5, we get an integer. Minus 2 plus 3, we get 1, also an integer. 3 plus minus 2, 1, also an integer. You can make it minus 20, then it will become minus 18, also an integer. So either you get a positive integer or you get a negative integer, but you will get an integer. So yes, the closure property, it works. So now remember guys, while we study these properties, it is remembered to understand the extension of number system. When we started the number system, we started with natural numbers 1, 2, 3, 4, then we added 0 and made it whole numbers. So all these properties were applicable, right? Except the closure for subtraction was not applicable on natural numbers. Why? Because if you subtracted 1 minus 1, you would get a 0, which is not a natural number. Therefore when we included 0 and made it a whole number, for whole numbers till that point it was applicable. But what if we were subtracting a larger whole number than a smaller whole number? Then it was not applicable. Now we have integers, and we have the benefit of negative integers, and we can solve questions like this. Therefore integers have come into existence. Okay, so keep that in mind, and it is closure. So integer is a closure for addition as well as subtraction. कहने का मतलब है, if we add two integers, we will get an integer always. If we subtract any two integers, we will always get an integer, either positive or negative. Simple. Associative property. Associative property, I seem to have forgotten. No, I don't. So it is basically a plus b plus c. There are three integers. Now there are two ways of doing it. Either you can do a plus b first and then add c, or you can take out separate a and you can then add b plus c, and it will be associative, okay, for all the integers, and you can check it out. It's very intuitive. I mean, you will always get the same result irrespective of what happens. So, and for addition, okay, do not look at it for subtraction, because for subtraction the results will change. Okay, so my bad that it is written here. Only for addition. Yeah, now it could be negative, positive, whatever, it doesn't matter. Let me give you an example. A को क्या ले लें? Let's take it as minus 3, let's take it as minus 7, and let's take it as plus 5. Okay, let's do plus plus. So basically let's do a plus b first. So minus 3 plus minus 7, okay, plus 5. What is this? This is minus 3, minus 7. Okay, what is this? This is minus 10, then plus 5. What is it? Minus 5. Cool. The other way around, let's go minus 3 and then plus minus 7 plus 5. Okay, so minus 3 plus, this is basically minus 2. So, okay, minus 2. And this is basically, okay, maybe you're not able to see here. This is minus 2. So minus 3 minus 2. What is it? It is minus 5. Same. It's not too much of rocket science, and I'm not going to give additional respect to this one. Commutative property. I forgot what's commutative property. Okay, honestly, these are all a bit. I'm only including because they are there in books. Okay, let me quickly go and check it out. That what is a commutative property. Just give me a moment, guys. Okay, just give me a moment. Okay, sorry. So basically, the commutative property is what we discussed in the closure thing. Okay, so commutative is basically it means commutative basically means is that okay, a plus b is equal to b plus a. That is right. When we are adding two integers, absolutely okay. So 2 plus 3 equal to 3 plus 2, minus 2 plus 3 is also equal to 3 plus minus 2. Okay, but for subtraction it is not commutative. Okay, so for example, what it means is that a minus b will not be equal to b minus a, which is obvious because now we are decreasing value. So for example, if this is 2 and b is 3, then it becomes minus 1. But when we do 3 minus 2, because 3 is bigger, it becomes 1. So when we are subtracting, it will not be commutative. Like the operation will not be equivalent from both the sides. Okay? So that is what it means. Additive identity. What was that? We just studied additive inverse. Okay, so this is basically, I think, the concept of 0. So when you add 0 to any integer, add 0 plus any integer and nothing happens, right? So that is what it means. Additive identity. Multiplicative identity also, I'm telling you right now, is that what is that number when you multiply any number with nothing happens? That number is 1, right? Similarly for addition, this you could have also called it the subtractive identity. You subtract 0 from any number, nothing will happen. So that is what it means. So yes, that is what I have for you in the first episode of integers, and I hope that you really did enjoy, especially the part on plus, minus, minus, plus, etc., etc. I know that there is a lot of confusion. Students get confused, and I hope you enjoyed. And if you did, give it a thumbs up, give it to more people, send it to more people, spread the word. And for any doubts, either you can put it in the comment section or you can write to me. If you're a student, a teacher, a homeschool kid, a set of parents, one of the parents, feel free to utilize and use the content. See you in the next video, guys. Bye.